So here we go. We had Black Tom Cassidy, a 1/6 villainous modular villain. I feel bad for whoever got the villain. I feel like that's not like a good thing to release. Villainous, Black Tom Cassidy cannot take damage while Creeping Willow is in play. Running field, search the encounter deck, and discard pile for one copy of Creeping Willow in play. Sure. We'll see what Creeping Willow is, but yeah. Cool art. I do like the art. I do like it. Do we see what the next one is? Oh, we do see what Creeping Willow is. Okay. Creeping Willow is a 0/1/3 villain with guard and quick strike. So guard's right for the villain, I think. Does he have guard too? No, he's just villainous. After Creeping Willow attacks and damages a character, stun that character. Ugh. And a boost, it just stuns you. That stinks. I do like the almost Mortal Kombat looking design there. I think that's cool. Are these cards custom? No, these are the leaked cards. I hate stun on boost. I agree. That is rough. So I like that it's also wood. Maybe this is them hating on me and just mocking me. Feel like I should have been able to reveal the wood one. But here we are. Very rough for solo. Stun need to do 9 damage. It has wood absorbing man about to get plus guard. Juggernaut recommend if not required modular. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you're right. It's 9 effective damage split up. So that's a bit rough. That's a bit rough. All right, so then we have a 2-cost upgrade. This is a leadership card, Mission Leader. Oh, I remember this one. It got announced. Reduce the cost to play Mission Leader by 1 if your identity has a soldier trait, which is cool that they're going to do that stuff with soldier. Crank that. After a side scheme is defeated, exhaust Mission Leader. Each player draws 1 card. It's such a good multiplayer card. It's such a good multiplayer card. For solo, this isn't probably as good, right? Like, it's not bad. If we can get 4 side schemes into a deck, right? Then this card makes a bit more sense. But of course, once you get a side scheme, you're kind of done. Or if you're playing like Rise of Red Skull, I guess, because it's after a side scheme, not even a player side scheme. So if you're playing like Rise of Red Skull, this makes a lot of sense, which is crazy. There isn't a mechanic. There isn't a mechanic made to get through guard yet. Just certain heroes can do it, right? Like Shadowcat can and stuff, but that's it. Hope Fantasy Flight learned their lesson and just skips the middleman. Just scalp their promo cards on eBay directly this wave. That'd be nice, right? Don't give us the false hope. But telling my Juggernaut just played skilled investigator. The stupid thing multiplayer is that you can have this and 3 skilled investigators in play. Yeah, that card's bonkers. That card's really bonkers. Like maybe a little too good. All right, and then I remember Feral came out. Oh, I must have done a YouTube video on this because I remember this. 4-cost ally, 2/2/3. After Feral thwarts, discard the top card of your deck for each resource icon. Discard this way, deal 1 damage to the villain. I don't hate this card. I think it's all right. I don't know how much I would use Feral, to be honest. I like her econ. Yeah, Shadowcat's crazy. Crazy. So I feel like this isn't bad. Like 4 cost is a lot, but 2 thwart and a 4 cost is pretty good. 3 life seems a little low, but for each resource icon discard this way, again, the vast majority of cards have a 1, so you would just deal 1 a couple times. It's so close, Kirby. Oh, there we go. He got me. He got me. I'm impressed. Can you move it on the screen? I don't know how that works. Feral's expensive? Yeah. You hate it because you know you'll whiff? If you ain't whiffing, you ain't trying, right? Yeah, I'm iffy about that card. Okay, then Sunspot. 3-cost ally. Top card in your deck, not encounter. I know. It's for a resource icon, right? So most of them are only 1. So did you ever play Legendary? I have not. I've heard good things though. You select positioning. Ah, okay. Be pretty good at 3. I think 3 wouldn't be bad. I think you're right about that for sure. All right, Sunspot. 3-cost ally. 1/2/2 ally. After you play Sunspot from your hand, choose a player. It probably be me. Deal 1 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that chosen player for each energy resource used to pay for Sunspot. Okay. Is this one? They're both X-Force, right? Okay. I mean, if you play with 3 energy resources, it's a pretty dope card. I'm not gonna lie. Because that'd be 3 damage to the villain and 3 damage to all the minions. I mean, if you time it right, it's a pretty good card. You gotta get it to work right, but if you have resource generators that are wild too, I think it's a pretty decent card, or can be a pretty decent card. A little expensive, but Power of Flight is energy resource. No. Sunspot and Captain Marvel got it. Exactly. Captain Marvel loving it. Yeah. It's a pretty decent card. Yeah, so I like that card a lot. I like it a lot. And there's enough out there with resource generators that you can make this work in different ways too. Could be a good card in Captain Marvel. Yeah. All right, Lucky and Good. One cost upgrade. This is in Domino's kit. Superpower card. Hero interrupt defense. When a boost card is turned face up during an attack against you, exhaust Lucky and Good, which is this card. Cancel that card's boost icons and boost ability. Give the attacking enemy another boost card for this attack. So, I am on board for the first half of that card. I am less on board that I had to do a second card. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't put as much value into getting another boost card because I always go, well, what if it's worse? Because in my instances, it's usually worse. Even if you use one energy, it's still really good. Yeah. And you have minions. Yeah. So yeah, I don't mind stuff like this. I feel like I always picture it with like Ronin. It doesn't discard. Wait. Oh, you mean this card? I thought you meant the card that got turned up. My mistake. I thought you meant the card that you get turned up gets discarded. That's my bad. I misunderstood. Yeah, so the only reason I get like worried about stuff like this is when I go to like cancel with like Ronin and you get a worse card because there's always a worse card. That's my only thing. It's better that you're right. It's better that it does not cancel, or I'm sorry, it does not discard. It'll be interesting to see how it works in practice. It'll kick Advanced Glider in the discard pile. That's true. Also, welcome Stevie Pickles. Hopefully doing well. There are some really terrible cards. You're right. There are some really terrible cards that it will work well for. It's very situational. Can't get much worse if you cancel 3 or 4 boosts. Ronin says otherwise. This card is so good for protection. Yeah, if you're drawing for certain things. Yeah. I'm so hyped for Domino. Domino is still my #1 hero I'm looking forward to this cycle. Actually, realistically, in the end, it's going to be my #1 hero. She's going to be my #1 hero. After her will probably be Psylocke. People run target acquired, and this is better. Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right, superpower trading. 1 cost player size game basic. That's 3 threat and a victory 0. Each player may discard their deck. Wait, I'm sorry. I can't read. Each player may search their deck and discard pile for an identity-specific upgrade and put it into play. These side schemes are going to be too good. Excited for Angel. Love some more aerial rep. I'm excited for the aerial cards. I'm not excited for Angel. I mean, I think Angel will be fine. But I am excited for the aerial cards. No one will like Cable. He will be the new Doctor Strange. I don't disagree with that, Brant. It's not a big concern for me. You gotta get Ronin. So okay. So this is when we were talking about player size schemes earlier, and I think that they'll be too strong and that people are going to be upset with them in the long run. I think this is a great example of it. This is a crazy strong card. Especially if you team it up with what we were talking about before. Like if you had like Mission Leader out there with something like that, like that's nuts. It's a nuts card. It's nuts. Just the player sky schemes are not even out yet. Yeah. Psylocke and Phoenix are just frothing at that card. Yeah. Dude, Phoenix can't not run this card. Phoenix is gonna like a bunch of her upgrades cost 4, and now will cost 1, and all she has to do is exhaust to put it into play. That's wild. That's wild. Like the argument against Phoenix is going to be gone after this card. Perfect to get Holt's immovable object into play. Except for the part where you have to thwart 3, yeah. Very excited for Domino and Angel. The double-sized cards have never done me wrong. That's fair. They haven't messed those up yet. That is a good point. We have full hero protection side scheme as well. Oh, for sure. Jessica Jones is going to be a lot better. Yeah. Shield deck, my favorite. Remember, thwart 3 is easy. Any Justice player thwarts 3 pretty easily. I mean, Justice, like side schemes are going to help Justice so much inadvertently. Spectrum clears this instantly as well. Yeah, too bad nobody wants to play her. Oh, but you're right. Spectrum would clear it. Groot, easy. Justice Groot deck. This has heal 5 under your character. Justice is already the best. This will just turn Justice into Doctor Strange of aspects. I already got the large fancy Etsy card holder. That's awesome. I hate these side schemes because it feels like it's too low. Should I choose between main scheme, but come on. Yeah. I have a lot of issues with these side schemes. I think they're going to be too much. Spectrum is top 42 hero, no doubt. Barely, but yeah. Can't wait to get Spider-Man web shooters out on this. I know, right? I know more people play Spectrum than Valk. I don't think they exist. I think those are made up people. I think they're getting us prepped for Galactus at some point. I mean, yeah. I mean, you know it's going to be hard, like, eventually down the road. I mean, yeah, whatever, but... Oh, I'm sorry. I think they are even more ridiculous on multiplayer because there are so many ways to clear the multiple size games at once. Well, what's the card that, like, lets you, like, equal threat removal from a side scheme onto another one as well? Whatever that's called. Like, not team training. Some justice card that lets you do that. You're right. It's going to be nuts. Friction resistance is also great for this. Yes. Yes. Galactus can be a quadruple. Even the odds. Yeah. Sam, how's it going? Overwatch. Maybe that's it. It's one of them. I think the side schemes probably just need to be cost higher to put into play. If it's that case, then you're pretty much giving up your turn. Set future turns that might be balanced more. Yeah. Not multitasking. Because I know that one. I love Spectrum. She let me take her cards for... Wait. I love Spectrum. She let me take her cards for other decks. Problem solvers looking good. Yeah. Also, welcome, Jimmy Bop. Hope you're doing well. Even the odds of Overwatch, problem solvers, and passion for justice, and the upgrade. Yeah. Exactly. All right. So then we have a 2-cost upgrade to Psionic weapon. Let's go. Scimitar. As a restricted, after you play another Psionic card, exhaust this to deal 2 damage to the enemy. Psionic, item, Psionic, xmen, Phoenix, Psionic, Phoenix. Yeah, I'm probably running that in the Phoenix deck. Phoenix deck. We joke, but Champions is due a hard box on Guardians Most Wanted level or higher. More cards and players are better now. I don't disagree. I think the final X-Men box should be really, really hard. With how strong some of the stuff that's coming out of this, I want it to be really hard. I know it's going to upset people, but I think it's the right move to do. Just the shield cards, but better, right? Which one? Phoenix may like this one? Yeah. This is good value, but it's just a win more card. It's a solid and Phoenix aggression, exactly. That's all Psionic needed. Psionic needs a little help. Even the acceleration or negative of the player's size gains may have balanced it, but throwing something out there for 1 cost and then being able to easily defeat it whenever you want with no downsides is wild. I don't know their methods for playtesting or anything like that, but I don't understand what's going on. Like, I don't. Hard but no surge? Yeah. Yeah, hard but no surge is correct. Hard but no surge is correct. Venom Psionic deck? That'd be wild. Next generation box does look pretty tough, so we'll see. Yeah. I think it'll be decent. I mean, it's got to outpace this. Next box might have a few very difficult scenarios, honestly. Gamma needs help. Psionic is solid. Gamma does need help. They do need to focus on Gamma. Psionic is pretty solid. We don't know what else is out there for Psionic in this round. But realistically, there's probably going to be more Psionic cards next wave, too. 3 costs, but same effect. Yeah. I do like that they have to phrase another Psionic card. Because Sky Destroyer, they didn't phrase it that way, so you could exhaust Sky Destroyer to trigger itself. A hard box is interesting because I think experienced players want the challenge, but on the other hand, a lot of the appeal for new players is the ability to jump around. Hulk Strong is one of those. So, I agree, but I think a lot of people came into X-Men, and if you have 2 solid boxes, which last box was really good, I think next will be a pretty good box. I do think a hard box, and I do think, like, let's assume it's Apocalypse, right? Let's make the safe assumption the next box is the Apocalypse box, and he's the final boss. He should be really hard. Fair, but really hard. And I do think Ronin with, like, half the amount of surges could be fair. And then I play a Guardians Mode 1 with size games. Yeah. I mean, Ronin is slowly getting easier. It's just dealing with surges you got to deal with. But so finale, I would be okay with the box of Guardians Mode 1, Guardians Most Wanted level difficulty. Then we can go back to some more module difficulty stuff for a bit. Yeah. I agree with that. Scenarios less valuable. PSS, you won't be able to invest in. There's a ton of pressure. Yeah, but like this one, you can just clear so easily. Limit the number of times a villain can surge. Like, you can only surge like twice in a row or something. The fact that Ronin can surge like, I think people on Reddit were talking about they would do like 8 times in a row. People have had it happen. That's too much. Okay, so then we got a Cable card. 2-cost upgrade, telekinetic force field, psionic, superpower, hero form early. Hero form only. Hero interrupt. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage, discard telekinetic force, prevent all that damage. That's pretty good. I mean, I guess you could do it for yourself too, which isn't bad. Obviously, it's meant more for multiplayer, but you could just use it on yourself, so. Because you yourself are a friendly character. Be so hard that you can only realistically beat him with Valk level hero. The problem with that, Don, is that Valk is too goated, and that's just going to put her on another level. This one's bonkers. I'm thinking it's cool that Scimitar has restricted because you'll be able to force to make decisions if you put that in with Psylocke. First time I played Ronin, he searched 6 times in a row. Sounds about right. Stop all damage you can keep on the board if needed. Stop all damage that you can keep on the board till you need it. Yeah. So you can hero interrupt it whenever you want. Is that a bad card? I think it's fine. It's like, the thing is like, this to me is like Phoenix's shield, but a little worse. Because Phoenix's shield, like, can do this, but possibly 2 rounds in a row. But I don't remember what the cost is. I mean, it's good if you're protecting someone else. Okay, yeah. So telekinetic shield. To me, this is a worse form of telekinetic shield. So telekinetic shield is a 2-cost upgrade. When attached character would take damage from enemy attack, place that damage here instead. Then, if there's at least 5 damage here, you discard this. So telekinetic shield could do the same exact thing, but better. Because I could potentially use it twice. Does friendly include you? It should. It should, from my understanding. I'd have to double check, but you are a friendly character. This is cartoon physics that you can use on other people. Waiting until Venom. My first time against Ronin, I think I got all his surges in one go. I agree Phoenix's shield is better, yeah. I think it's because I play multiplayer. Her shield block 3 attacks, basically. Yeah. And you could put her shield on whoever you want. You just attach it to a friendly character. Oh, there's a perfect example. So telekinetic shield, this isn't going to show up because it's green screened. But telekinetic shield says attached to a friendly character, and you can attach it to yourself. Hey, Honorable Viking. So we're talking about how Deadpool was not announced. I ranted about that quite a bit. I'm very disappointed with Fantasy Flight Games marketing. I don't think they know what they're doing. Honestly. To be blunt. Also, hello. Telekinetic shield involves picking the right character. Sure. But I see it as a higher potential upside. Is it not forced? Yeah. I mean, neither is telekinetic. Oh, no. I take that back. You're right. Telekinetic shield is forced. This one's not. You're right. That is a difference, too. All right. What else we got? Plasma rifle. 2-cost upgrade restricted. Exhaust plasma rifle and spend a energy resource. Deal 1 damage to an enemy for each side scheme in the victory display. Wait. Okay, maximum 4. This attack gains range. Exhaust plasma rifle and spend an energy resource. Bro. Cable's gonna be bonkers good. Like, the only bad part about Cable is gonna take a little bit to build him out. But once you do, Cable's gonna be too good. Bradley, how's it going? Hopefully doing well today. I don't know. I don't know, chat. I know we all joke about it, but he's gonna be top tier. I don't think a lot of people are gonna play him after the first couple times. I think he's just too good. All right, the Painted Lady. Oh, didn't Josh do this one? Did he do that other one too? Then look, it's a better Cyclops card. Yeah, that's like every card is a better Cyclops card because Cyclops is terrible. Doctor Strange level. The only thing is, what makes Doctor Strange so good is the ability to get like 3 toughs out there, through his side deck thing. I don't know it will be Doctor Strange level, but I think it could challenge it. We'll have to see in practice. I mean, like, I'm doubtful because Doctor Strange is a little too bonkers. But it'll be up there. Cable would be a bit like Iron Man, first pass build out, then go to town in second pass. I think he could do it faster than the first pass, but I do think you're right. I think his build out, he's gonna be naturally stronger. I think Cable will push Valk out of existence. No one can. It's impossible. Is Cable only good in Justice? He makes the most sense in Justice, but because he can thwart for so much, and you get like his side scheme basically pushes you up to like a 3 thwart right away or something like that. I forgot, we talked about this before, but he's gonna get 3 thwart for so fast. I think he's gonna work in anyone. Doesn't matter. Haymaker is better than Cyclops cards. Fact check, true. Cable will seriously suffer the same way Strange does, not only because he'll be strong, but he won't have deck variety. He'll be cycling the player's side scheme deck instead of an invocation deck. Yeah, I agree. I think Cable will be Ironheart comparable. I think a little bit faster than Ironheart, but yeah. I'm keen on Cable just because I think I'll enjoy the push to build side schemes and victory display, but let's see how powerful I can get the control board. Yeah. What's his life? Is it 12? I think you're saying Cable is too strong. I don't think he's clearing side schemes that fast. You still need to draw and play side schemes. I don't think it'll be that hard to. Hold on. The problem, so we did this one time. He's going to clear out side schemes so fast. Where is he? All right, so he starts as a 2/2/2, right? After Cable defeats the side scheme, ready him. So he can set up, search your deck and discard pile for a side scheme and put it into play. You can put any of these cheap side schemes in. Like I could put Establishing Perimeter in. With a 2 cost, I exhaust, I already get 1 in. This one, Technovirus, while it's in the victory display, you gain the silent trait and you become a +1/+1/+1. I think he will quickly clear this out and then become a 3/3/3 hero. Third at worst. Yeah, I think third if you're trying to go slow. I think Cable is going to be bonkers strong and he will build out super fast. But because you can do this, like if you need to play a fast deck, let's just take, again, Establishing Perimeter, for example. You can clear this but with 1 cost. And then give yourself a tough status. And then you already got 1 in the victory display. Heck, if you could figure it out to get like Call for Backup in. Each player may search their deck and discard pile for an ally and put it into play. Put Nick Fury into play. More card draw. That's nuts. But I would try for Technovirus Purge first. Cyclops is better than Valk. Fact check false. I agree. Fact check false. You could put 1 into play at the start, can't you? Yeah, you can get 1. You can easily pay 1 cost and thwart for 3 each turn plus do more. Put the virus in the play though. It's no competition. Yeah, the only thing is like you have to wait like a round for a Technovirus because it'd be a little difficult to get 5 your first round. But I think you can do it. Every player's side scheme cleared is a turn where the main scheme has been ignored or the villain that hasn't been damaged. Sure. But I think most people would be willing to, if you, again, I do everything from a solo perspective. If you have 3 thwart, you don't have to worry about much. I mean, you just don't. You really don't. It can control the board so easily. Do we have the Justice one? Oh, that's right. That's defeat non-elite minion. The only thing we haven't seen is the side scheme that clears out threat, right? That's the only one we haven't seen yet. I generally think Cable will be busted like Doctor Strange. It'll be consistent and boring. I think people will get bored of him pretty fast. Not if you're Justice. You could play and clear basically all the cards in a single turn. He's just the same, but maybe they're up in difficulty of villains in these new boxes, like you said. I could see that too. I could see that. It's the way the OP Nick Fury for sure, yeah. 5 threat, 1 turn is still possible to clear in a turn. It is possible, but I will say 5 will be like one of the harder ones to do. 1 cost, 2 threat, you win the game. Go buy another expansion. Salsa the One, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Good to see you. There's an aggro one that clears threat. Okay, that's good to know. I couldn't remember if there was one or not. That's why Iron Man is so good built up. He can thwart 5 arc reactor in the helmet, then just do damage with repulsor blasters. Yeah. If you thwart 3 in solo, you don't have to worry about much. Fights Venom Goblin. Venom Goblin with 3 thwart, you can hold on pretty well. The aggressive side scheme? Okay. I admit, hey Beast, now how's it going? You missed like half the ranting already. Alright, this was the Josh one, right? The Painted Lady, 1 cost support. After you discard a card from the top of your deck, attach that card face down here. Exhaust the Painted Lady, add 1. Actually, okay. Wait. Domino's whole thing is, right, you discard things. Choose a card in your hand, swap that card. Okay. Is there a thing that you like discard cards? Oh, yeah. Okay, like Luck Be a Lady, you discard a card. That's right. It's coming back to me. And discard a card from the top of your deck. Yo, that's a good card. After you discard a card from the top of your deck, attach that card face down here. Exhaust the Painted Lady, add 1 card. The only downside is you can only add 1 to your hand, but still, like, if you flip down, that's 2, right? Overall. No Deadpool is white, exactly. This is a pretty decent card. Now, I know other cards like this let you pull in all 3 usually, but again, 2 isn't bad by any means. I think it's interesting. What's going to be interesting with this too is if I discard and attach to this, and I want to discard, or I want to attach a 4th one, do we think we'll be able to discard 1 from here? If we could discard from 1 from here, that would be nice. But I don't know if it'll let you do that. Just Bruno from Miss Marvel, and that card is good. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, I think it's a solid card. It's a very solid card, especially since you're going to be discarding so much anyway. It'll be interesting to see how much we flip down with Domino. I don't know what I would do. What's her life? Is she a 10 life or is she a 9? She's a 9. That's my only worry with her being a 9. God, I'm so hyped for Domino. But yeah, it's definitely a good card. Absolutely a valid thing to complain about. I know, right? Into Lady, are they also trigger with any villain that mills like Mysterio? Yeah, so if you get a really bad card, you could keep it there. That's interesting. It's announced he's just hiding it from us because he cheats. I wish I was cheating that much. All right, so these are the last 2. So I assume these are the 2 that were just revealed that people were asking about. All right, Atlas Bear. 3-cost ally, 1/1/3. Posse and Wakanda. Okay. Posse's with Domino, right? Yeah. Exhaust Atlas Bear. Look at the top card of a player deck. If that card is an event, you may deal 1 damage to Atlas Bear to add that card to its owner's hand. Okay. I don't know if I like that card or not. Vertigo also has a middle side scheme. Okay. I think Mysterio is a force response when you discard an encounter card from your deck. Yeah, it might be. That's true. Wakanda trait? Yeah. Interesting to doing Wakanda traits. Exhaust Atlas Bear. Look at the top card of a player deck. If that card is an event, you may deal 1 damage to Atlas Bear and add that card to its owner's hand. I don't know. Let me steal more card Rogue. Maybe that's why I'm not into it, because I wouldn't play Rogue. I don't like this one, to be honest. I'm not feeling it. I feel like there's something I'm missing. Yeah. Look at the top card of player deck. If the card is an event, you may, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like this card. I don't see the great value in it. Look at the top card of player. If that card is an event. Okay, so you get an event. You get to add that card to your hand in exchange for damage, and then you have to pay the card, plus you exhausted this card for it. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. Asbear also works with Star-Lord. Pair this up with Cosmo. Yeah, but like you're still like, I don't know. I see it as you just like taking the damage to get an event slightly quicker that you may not have gotten. Like maybe that works out well in some situations, but like, I guess it's a fine card. It's just not one I love. That's interesting. It's like the first leaked card that was not like okay about. Maybe Feral was also one that was the kind of like whatever card. And these are, these are bad cards, but whatever. Next card is for Domino before she discards. It allows you to know what the next card is for Domino. Do you need to know that? Because you should be just running wilds anyway. And then this isn't a wild. OP, if you ask me. To look for boost icons. Free top deck check every turn for Domino. Yeah, but why would I be... Why is it so important to check? I feel like the trade-off is that I now have 1 less wild in there. And that's not ideal. Now I need to look at Domino. It's been a while since I've looked at Domino. I could be 100% wrong and just forgetting things. Swap that card. That's fine. Okay. So when cannoning resources, yeah. Choose a card in your hand. Swap that card. Okay. Exhaust time back. Deal 1 damage to discard the top card of your deck. Deal 1 resource. Okay, that's fine. Discard top card for each resource icon. Discards away. Deal 1 additional. Yeah, like you remove 2 threat from a scheme. Okay, it's not terrible for that. Exhaust time. Choose an enemy. Discard the top card of your deck. Deal 1 damage for each resource. Again, you want that to be wild. For each resource, again, you want that to be wild. That's fine. Jackpot. Okay. Yeah, I don't see how that synergizes really, really well. Like, I feel like we just went wild. Like, I don't care what the next card is. Would be bad if he still took damage even after a whiff. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's good in the sense that like you can see it, sure, but like I don't know the situation where I have to really know that. Would you think Atlas Bear is good if it was a 3-cost support with the same ability? And it doesn't kill itself? Yeah, maybe. Like, if you just exhausted it to put the... like, to me, the 1 damage is what hurts it greatly. To me, that's the thing I don't get. Like, 1 damage to essentially do this, okay, at most... okay, is it worth paying 3 to look at the top card 3 times? To possibly get an event? I guess you can look at it more times, but is it worth 3 cost to get possibly 3 events into your hand over the course of 3 rounds? Right? That's where I don't see where it lines up. Should we use for other heroes that may need to know what the next card is? Yeah. I'd have to think of what they are, but yeah. And I'm not good at thinking like a ton off the top of my head. You could also say no to the event. Yeah, but again, it's why do you care? You know what I mean? Like, what I can think of very few situations where I truly care about what's on top of my deck. And like, they're very specialized. I'll never use a card. No. I shouldn't say 100% of the list. I need to watch some solo gameplay. I heard it was good solo. There are better cards anyway in this box, so either way, yeah. Okay, so build support. 1 cost player side scheme, 3 threat removal, so it's a 1 turn. Each player may search their deck and discard pile for a support with cost of 3 or less and put it into play. Okay. Okay. Cool. So we're getting Helicarrier really cheap. You're getting in Queen Carrier really cheap. I mean, essentially, you can get Queen Carrier in now for 1 cost and an exhaust. How do player side schemes work? You draw the card, you pay the cost to put it in, like any other side scheme, and then you thwart this amount. So you would pay 1 if you have like Phoenix, let's say. You would exhaust Phoenix to thwart 3. Get rid of this. Is now defeated. It goes to the victory display. These player side schemes are crazy. They're too strong. They're too strong. And you can have as many player side schemes as you want, but you can only have 1 out on the table for solo and 2 player, and then 2 of them out for 3 and 4 player. I don't remember that 100%. If you're drawing 3 over 3 turns, I still don't think it's worth it. I guess synergize with Diamond's ability to stack at the top of our deck, but it seems bad. Yeah, I agree. See. It's a big deck around here that turns into everything, kind of like Spider. You can run this with Wakanda Forever and heal and ready it with the Inspiring Presence. Oh, with this one? Useful in the first Spider game. Uncle Ben was dead last in the deck. Build support looks like an auto, including Colossus. Getting this out immediately with Cable and then getting Helicarrier or Queen Carrier out, just 3 threat is crazy. A normal hero, I think this is fine. Still in the Red Skull box, so I don't think I ran into any yet. Look, it's a Wasp card. Dude, this is like... the player size schemes are too good. What was the other one? Superpower training. Identity specific upgrade. So you can have identity specific upgrade of any cost. Or you could just have a 3-cost support card. It's crazy. I think this is an auto include for a lot. Not all heroes, obviously, but for a lot of heroes. This is a bonkers good card. The side schemes are too good. I don't know. I'm excited they're trying something new, but we've talked about this before. It's just, I think it's gonna be too good. I'm grabbing that Asgard so Thor doesn't stink. Yeah. Because it goes to victory. Yeah. Figure out and build around a basic ally. Yo, Future's basic ally. I don't know, chat. These player side schemes I think are a little too good. This is my biggest worry with this cycle. I'm excited for the side schemes because it opens up a lot of design possibility. But they just all seem just too good. Like, I don't understand where the balance is. I really don't. Like, I guess you can argue that a hero that can only thwart 1 will have a hard time with this. But past that, I don't know. Thor and Colossus want this, but 3 thwart. Yeah, Growl. That's the best point, is that for certain heroes, it's going to be really hard if they're only thwarting for one and they're not paying justice. Yoked in that art, though. Yo, he's looking good. Ultimately, with the exception of Cable, I think you can just treat side schemes as an optional way to play. Yeah, but I think people are going to play it nonstop. I think it's going to be too good not to play. Mostly have been a 4 threat, so you actually have to invest in something. I do think 3 is a bit too low. Your girlfriend takes you fridge shopping and you get excited when you see them. Yo, fridge shopping is fun. Okay, first off, it is fun. This game needs more teetering, that's why. Yeah, maybe. Hey, Plaidman, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Also, welcome, Salsa. I don't know if I said hi yet, so hopefully you're doing well. It'll be situational. Side to them being out and it'll affect only 2 costs. You'll get rid of the side scheme eventually. An idea from another LCG. Yeah, so player side schemes are from Lord of the Rings. And no, they are not busted. They were actually very underwhelming. Which is why I was not worried about them at first. Because I thought they learned their lesson. But I think they swung the pendulum a little too far the other way. Trying to say that we haven't been playing enough Justice. That's possible too. I follow Marvel CDB decks and then rubbish up to build my own. Wait till you can say when you see the cool dish rack. Dude. Especially sloped. No, actually, real cool dish racks. For those that don't know, like they can put them in stone countertops now. They're real sick. Like symbiote suit, slapping acceleration. Yeah. Not just paying the card cost for you have to thwart too, which can also base as action. Right, you do have to thwart, but it shouldn't be like again, the upside is just it's just there. If you're thwarting 2 and it takes 2 turns to get rid of this, like that's still bonkers good. To be able to put a support in for cost 3 or less. Like just put it in and I can search for it. That's crazy. They are better cosmic cards essentially. We're gonna get into that in a second. Lord of the Ring and Mars have weird player count scaling, which may be messing the balance. That is true. That is true. There is some truth to that. Okay. There were all my thoughts on all of that, since you were all asking.